What can I say? This isn't my nephew's or niece's Teen Titans. Hello everyone! Recently I saw Titans on sale and decided to purchase seasons 1 and 2. I saw season 1 and I was kind of nervous because I've heard mixed things about Titans as a show. There's definitely a lot of criticisms regarding the interpretation they had in live action. But since I reviewed Swamp Thing and Doom Patrol on DC Universe, and I also went over Doom Patrol Season 2 recently, I thought I would revisit Titans. I saw the pilot but could not make it through the entire episode. I remember I turned it off and I ended up watching Doom Patrol and binge the first 5 episodes. So I decided to give Titans another chance, and I'm glad I did. This is a very different show. This first season is very grounded and dark. It's much darker than any other Titans incarnations we have seen. It's definitely not Teen Titans Go, and it's definitely not the Cartoon Network Titans. As a matter of fact, it reminds me a bit of the New Titans run in the 80s, but with a bit of a darker, more grounded turn. I like it. Akiva Goldsman and Jeff Johns do this first season, and Akiva Goldsman, of course, is the screenwriter of Batman Forever. This is actually the first time we get to see Robin in live action since Chris O'Donnell played him. I didn't realize it was that long. We have Brenton Thwaites as Dick Grayson / Robin, and he's a police officer. He's in Detroit instead of Bloodhaven, but it's pretty much like your usual older Dick Grayson / Nightwing character. He's a detective. He's separated from the Batman. He doesn't want to be the Batman, but he noticed that he has this kind of bloodlust and just thirst for violence when it comes to crime fighting, much like Batman. He's afraid he's becoming too much like Bruce Wayne. And he has to come to terms of what he is as a character, and not only that, he has to figure out who he is and how he can basically live a normal life without being Robin. And overall, I like the narrative in this first season. We also have Tegan Croft as Raven. She's known as Rachel in this incarnation. Raven is one of my favorite characters from the cartoon and comics. I absolutely love what she does here. At first, she kind of starts off as a possessed goth girl, but for anybody who knows her origin, knows about her father, knows about Trigon, it does get into some interesting territories by the end of the season, and I have to say she really begins to go into her own character. She really comes to form with Raven. You get to see her as the proto-Raven. As a matter of fact, all the characters here, it feels like we're getting to see an origin. They're not exactly the Teen Titans yet. In addition to Tegan Croft and Brenton Thwaites, we also have Anna Jope as Starfire. She basically wakes up with amnesia, and they're going with the origin of her being from another planet. So I found that kind of interesting because, you're with her, you don't know who she is, and you kind of discover that with the character. Although they do kind of have her dressed as a hooker, I don't like the looks of the characters here entirely. It's almost like they spent all their budget on Robin's suit, and they blew their budget, so they had to have everybody else in civilian clothing. But overall, it works for the story, and it makes sense, and we do get to see her wear similar color palettes to Starfire from the comics. In addition to them, you also have Ryan Potter as Gar Logan. Gar is great. I love Beast Boy. He gets to transform into a tiger. Beast Boy is another one of my favorite characters. I love the chemistry between him and Raven. Overall, I wish they had him transform into more things. We just see him transform into a tiger, which is cool. But other than that, the only other thing we see him transform into is a snake. I wish we could see him transform as a gorilla or a monkey or whatever. I don't know if it's a budget or it's just because it's the origin. But overall, I really like his character. He's into arcade games and classic films. And we also introduced to the Doom Patrol, a very different incarnation. But you still have Brendan Fraser, Matt Bomer. You have April Balby as Rita. And Beast Boy is hanging out with them. I guess you can consider this another Earth. It's kind of weird because Cyborg is so tied to the Teen Titans and New 52 Justice Leagues that it's kind of weird not seeing Cyborg in Titans, even though he is on Doom Patrol. Overall, the Chief was a very different Chief. I'm glad they went with Timothy Dalton for the show. But that was a nice little episode. And we also get to see Hawk and Dove. Of course, you have Minka Kelly and Alan Ritchson, who's no stranger to the DC Universe. He was Aquaman on Smallville. I like their episodes, their flashbacks, their kind of feelings toward Dick Grayson and the original Titans and the falling out that we don't get to know about yet until Season 2. After that, we also have the addition of Connor Leslie as Wonder Girl. Wow, she's hot in this. She's amazing, though. I love her as Wonder Girl because her and Dick Grayson, they're childhood friends. They almost have like a brother-sister type of relationship here. You know, it's like she was Wonder Woman's sidekick, he was Batman's sidekick, so you get to see their friendship, but also she teaches Dick Grayson about how to let go of the mantle, but not exactly quit. There's still a way to make a difference as Dick Grayson. You don't need the suit to make a difference, you know? And I think he learns that through her in this season. I like the plot of this season. Pretty much, you find out Rachel, who plays Raven, her mother was not really her mother. Some people kill her, and she's on the run. They're after her. For any comic book fans, you know why, because of her father being a demon. So she ends up having dreams and visions of Dick Grayson's childhood, of the Flying Graysons being killed. So she finds him, and on this journey, they meet Starfire, Beast Boy, and they're chased by these individuals who want Rachel for a specific reason, basically trying to release her father into this dimension. Overall, I like the plot and narrative. It has a certain flow to it. The first episode is a bit weak, but I love seeing Robin fight. He has like an Arkham City type of suit and staff, and yeah, again, here. This isn't my nephew and niece's Teen Titans, let me tell you. I love that scene, and I also love the episode towards the end in the Trigon Vision where you see Dick Grayson's greatest fear of like Batman losing it. It's like an over-the-edge type of episode. I love it. I love seeing the Titans fight together. That is great. I just wish we had more of it. We don't get nearly enough of it. Rachel and Dick Grayson are pretty much the main characters. But speaking of Robins, we also have Curran Walters as Jason Todd. He has a fantastic episode. Again, the fighting is just brutal. You get to see the difference between him and Dick Grayson as Robin. And I also love the fighting and just kind of style. It could very much fit into the DCEU with like BVS, with Ben Affleck's Batman. I could totally see it fit in that universe. But also, there's some great nods to Jason Todd's origin. They do stay true to the comics at that time. And overall, if I had to give Titans a score, I would give it an A. Seriously, this had a lot of flaws, and seeing the trailer, I was kind of afraid. I was like, this doesn't look good. And I couldn't get through the pilot when I watched it. I decided to give it another chance, and I'm glad I did. It was a surprise. It's not the best it could be. It definitely has its share of flaws, especially Season 2. But I like the grounded approach to these comic book characters. Overall, it kind of reminds me more of Smallville, where it's not 100% like the comics. They have just enough, and then they bring their own grounded take on these characters from the DC universe. So that's my thoughts on Titans Season 1. Have you seen Titans? Let me know. Did you like it or just flat out hate it? Let me know what you think about Season 1 down in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe and check out these other DC Universe reviews on my channel. There may not be a DC Universe app, but check this out and let me know down below who's your favorite Titans character. I'm going to also have a Season 2 review. Be on the lookout for that. Let me know your favorite Titans character down in the comments below. You'll be entered into a giveaway. Some lucky winner is going to win both digital copies of Titans Season 1 and 2. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, everyone.